good morning, wherever you are in the world today, and welcome back to this week's Spiritual Time with the most supernatural being, that is Gladys Sellar, the Doric Sellar of Light, and myself, good old, pretty old, Kerry.
Good. Hello, everybody. Did I listen to the beautiful Kerry? She's mad. She's crazy. Totally crazy.
Oh, I'm totally crazy. And as you can see, Gladys is in another dimension today.
Yeah, but that was where I went. But I'm definitely in the shanty. I've got Button here beside me, and Buster's at my feet. And I look as if I can see my garden. I don't think I've moved anywhere.
It's all weird and everything behind her, but we're going to go with it because it gives effect to what Spiritual Time's all about. She's in the midst of the heavens.
Well, I have been doing some travelling this week, so yeah. I may be still there, I don't know.
You could well be.
You just never know. Out of body experience.
Well, didn't I do that live?
Well, if I flop down, you carry them away.
I don't know if that would be good viewing.
No, I don't think so. You wouldn't get much out of me, would you?
Exactly. We won't get much chat out of you. Not one little bit. Hold on. There we go. Now my screen's playing silly buggers. It closed itself down, but I'm still here. So it's all right. We're back. We're back.
Tell you, there's maybe something going on the next day. Maybe when I'm meant to record this today.
No, well, maybe not, because we've had... Honestly, there's always something that comes along and we're like, oh. We're here. We're finally here. We always make and find a way. So
we always do. We'll always find a way of getting on. You know, I think they throw all this obstacles in our way just to see if we really wanted to do this.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we do. We want to really help you guys right there. Really help you guys right there. And we've had feedback that it is helping some people, so that's great because we're doing our job at the end of the day. So yeah, that's really, really good as well.
If it's getting people to stop and think and maybe look at their lives, and that if we do answer questions of what's going on in their lives just now, and if things make things sense, fabulous.
Yeah, makes it worthwhile.
It makes you feel good.
Yes, it does. Putting a little bit out to help people.
Putting a little bit of love out.
Good. Yeah, and it helps you as well progress to where you need to go on your path.
Oh.
So.
Yes, and I've got a long path to go. I've got too many things to do yet.
Oh no, I know. Myself too. I get exhausted looking at my extensive list. There's only one thing I've kicked off my bucket list. But we're not going to get into that story. But I might tell you that story one day with the priest, Father Paul.
Oh, aye, okay.
But we won't.
You need to get me laughing because I can't even laugh.
But we won't tell you that story just yet. But myself in Ireland, my father's home country, I am half Irish, that's why I'm batshit. But my father, not that that's anything against Irish Reds, I love them because I'm part of them. So, whenever I go home to Ireland, guys, something significant and really funny always happens.
And she wants me to go to Ireland. Where? Oh.
It's like, what am I going to get up to now? It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But we'll tell you that story one day. Just be prepared when I do tell you. Don't fall off the seat because it is quite shocking. What I said to the
But I've got to be ready for that, Kerry.
I know.
We could maybe tell that story because you never know. We could be doing this from our Spiritual Time for Ireland.
Oh, that would be good.
From the Bonnie Emerald Isle, as they call it. Yes. There's a place I always wanted to go to.
Ireland is beautiful. I love Ireland. I call it home.
Well, if you
never get there.
Anyway, you've got to step in there and a step in Scotland. So
I know. I'm a proper Celt. I'm a Celtic pixie. Anyway, we're going off topic, but this is what we do every week.
I know.
We do this every
What are we talking about tonight?
Right, so I was having a wee think this week, and there's been a lot going on in a lot of people's lives that I know. And last week we spoke about dreams and the mind and the law of attraction briefly. So we kind of discussed a little bit about past life regression. And I thought it'd be really interesting today if we spoke about past life regression and also the connection it has with soulmates and your twin flame.
All right.
So I thought that would be really, really interesting to discuss for everyone this week. Because there is soulmates out there, but they're not, when people think of soulmates, they just think, oh, it's all love and la-di-da. But no, there's...
Yeah, soulmates can come in many times. So you can have many soulmates.
Yes.
And a lot of people kind of get their head around that one because I think their soulmate's the one that they walk down the aisle with. Well, if that's the case, I've had 3. I don't know what they're for.
So anybody that's interested in she's not interested. She's not needing a 4th.
No. No. We're not going to do that like that again. That's just subject. No, but soulmates come in different ways. Okay. So would you want to start talking about that first, or since we're on to that, and then we'll go on to the regression bit?
I think we should talk about regression and then go on to what connection your past life has when it comes to...
Oh, yes. Past lives are amazing. Now, I'm on my 5th life.
Okay.
I'm on my 5th. Oh, well, that could have happened there.
You're there. It's all right. Keep talking.
Okay.
This might be a weekly thing.
Screen went blank. Anyway, what's it anyway? Yeah, so, I'm on this is my 5th life. And my first life, I was a witch.
Okay.
Which I always presumed I had been because I've got a thing for witches and wizards and all that kind of thing. I love it. I absolutely love it. But the thing that I was said when I was growing up, I have to have been a witch because I can't put my head underwater.
Okay.
I cannot deal with my head underwater.
Okay.
So I've drowned in a life. It's got to be. Because if you've got something in your life just now that you're really scared of, and I'm really petrified today, or that, you could guarantee if there's nothing happened in this life to cause it, there's a high percentage chance it's happened in a life before.
Right, okay.
You've not dealt with it.
Right.
Okay, so things that happen in past lives, like when I excuse me, let me have a wee drink. I've been too much talking today. Right? It's been a busy day. Right. So if something happens in your life, and a lot of people will come for me for like say past life because something in this life keeps repeating.
Okay.
I'll not deal with it. Okay? And through a reading, I've got a guide called Roger. And Roger's a member of my family, and he's for past life regression. So if there's anything to do with past life regression in a reading, he'll appear and okay. This is something to do with a past life. Is it okay? Fine. Right? So we'll speak about it. Sometimes it comes up on our reading. We can go back to that. If it's not too big, we may go back in time and the time that they're here, and we can deal with it. And we'll talk about it, and it'll come out, and then we can how to deal with it now, right? But people that come to actually get a regression, it's usually something really to sort out. Now, it could be something in this life, And they just have to go back maybe to their childhood. You know what I mean? Because something major's happened in the childhood to cause problems, or they've not been able to deal with it, and they've just buried it. But sometimes you've got to go back to that time to sort it out, to see it all again.
Okay. So, can you clarify, does everybody have a past life?
No.
Okay.
And I've seen this happen. A few years ago, one of my development classes, this lassie came on to my development class. She kept telling me, before she came on to class, her mother and sister kept telling her that she was useless. She didn't know anything. She just didn't know anything. You're stupid. You should ken this. Ken what I mean? Putting her down at every level. And when she got married, they told her, Dickie, why you get married? You're going to be useless at it. Everything that she'd done, she was useless. And she was always asking, some people would say, what a stupid question to ask, you should ken that, right? So anyway, she says to me, she did the class, and yeah, she did very well, and she seemed to manage, she picked up things a lot, really good. At the end of it, she says, Glass, could we do a regression? I says, no problem. I wanted to do it just you and me, in front of the class. I said, that's okay. So after the class was finished and that, she came back and we did the regression. So I'll get them to lie or sit comfortably, because some people don't like lying down, so we get to do how they're going to become more comfy you are, because it's like going into meditation.
Okay.
Right? So the more comfy you are, you'll go. Your spirit will take us back, right? Roger's with me. I talk them through what we're going to do, and then we relax, and I start talking them. And I get to go as well. I'm so nosy. I get to go too. I get to see, because I'll ask questions, and I'll see something, and I'll say to them, what's that on your left-hand side? Who are you talking to? You see? And then they'll tell me, because Roger is actually letting me see what they're seeing.
Okay.
That you can understand that, right? So anyway, this person, I was sitting, and I could have felt as if I was in a black tunnel. And I'm going, where? And I'm saying to Roger in my mind, why were you going anywhere? He says, you are. And I'm sitting there. And then all of a sudden the penny dropped on me. He says, now you know, do you? Bring her back. So I asked the lassie to come back. And I says to her, did you go anywhere? It's like I was in space, she says. I'm gonna, huh? And I was like a light at the end of a tunnel. And I'm gonna, huh? And she says to me, she's just looking at me, and I didn't say nothing yet, because I know I'd come far away. And I says, do you understand what was happening? She says, no, really. And I says, well, you were in the birthing canal. I says, you were about to be born. I said, I couldn't let you go through that again. So I says, I had to take you back. And I says, the reason why you have never, everybody says to you, you don't know nothing, you're stupid and all the rest of it, is because this is your first life.
Okay.
When we've been in our life before, you learn things and bring it on.
Right, okay.
If you've never had a life before this, how can you learn something? You don't care nothing. Nothing's brand new.
Okay.
You know? The relief on that lassie's face was absolutely amazing, because I didn't care how she was going to take this. You know? Oh, it makes no sense. That's how I feel, as if I never ken anything. But I said, you're not stupid.
No.
She went on and she learned so much stuff. That she's in the NHS, in the health service, and she come top of her unit that she was in.
Wow, that's incredible.
Because now she realised she wasn't stupid.
No.
She just had to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because of things like you automatically certainly do things, or you automatically seem to ken something. She didn't ken all that because she'd never learned it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
The mere past lives, I suppose you've got, you should have learned. Yeah, technically.
So, so is this like past lives again? That's all connected to karma, your karmic levels. That's all connected, yeah. Because we spoke about this in a previous video about.
Because say something happened in a life, and you didn't deal with it. It's like karma. It's going to come with you.
Okay.
You'll deal with it in the next life. And if you haven't dealt it with that thing, it'll just keep going.
Until you learn.
You actually deal with it. I get people to deal with a lot of, I'm sorry to say this, but rubbish in their lives. Because if you didn't deal with things now, you can guarantee you have to come back for another life. And start over again and repeat it. But maybe in a different, you maybe have to repeat something because it could be the opposite sex. Okay? We could come back as males. Do you know what I mean? But then the situation will be the same kind of situation, but in a different time.
Okay.
You know? The amount of times that people have come out of a regression and they've said to me, oh, that makes sense now. You know, we've sat and we talk it over and things like that. Because I'm there with them, I can see what they're seeing.
Okay. So, can I ask, can you choose to come back in another life? Or do you get a choice? Or do you keep coming back until you learn those karmic levels?
You've got to come back until you've learned everything.
Right. So
you get to choose what kind of family you want to come back to. Kind of, if you could be male or female, you get that choice. But then they'll throw in the things that you've not learned.
So who do you give the choice to? This stuff really interests me.
What was that?
Who do you give the choice to? Who decides whether you come back or not and how you come back? Like you said, you choose your family, you choose your blueprint. Who do you choose that with?
Your guides.
So it's your guides. So
it's a hierarchy.
Right. So your guides are always with you, yeah? So throughout all your lives, you've always got the one. So Wiz has always been with you throughout your past lives, yeah?
Yes. You see, that's a bit. Yes, he's been with me 4 of my lives. No, my very first one.
Okay.
Because, and this is how I found out this, because well, I was talking about astral travel just a wee minute ago. Well, it was one section that time that I landed, he landed taking me to on a little jaunt, as I call them. We were on a jaunt, are we? A wee jaunt, and we landed in front of what I call the guides council. That's what I call it.
Okay.
Because he was a naughty boy.
What? As your guide, or
as my guide? When my dad passed, the year my dad passed away, my dad didn't like me doing my readings and that. He didn't understand it. He thought that it wasn't safe. You know, he was just my dad. He loved me so much, and he didn't want me to be getting into strange associates. Do you get what I mean? Okay? And something happens to me. Anyway, I asked Wes back then to take my gift away because I couldn't handle it any longer, because I just couldn't have my dad being unhappy. But what I didn't know and what he can't, he knew my dad had only weeks to go before he was going back to spirit. So if Wes had done what I asked, I wouldn't be talking to you the day. We would have never met, Kerry.
No.
Right? So my life would have been totally changed. My blueprint would have just literally been ripped up. Okay? So instead, so he was protecting me, but he wasn't, because he actually broke one of their laws. Because he should have went back and spoke to his bosses, if you want to put it that way, and said, look, what am I going to do here? But he didn't. He just made sure my diary kept filling up. Okay. So that it couldn't stop.
Right.
Because he can't want to let nobody do. So he was using that part of me.
Okay. So who's the head bosses then? See this, if you know what I mean? Are you talking about?
I didn't get their names. I'm sorry to tell you, I didn't get their names. But that day we went to see them, they were like, how I described it was like I was two sitting like that and then one above. So the one above is like the head guide, like, I wouldn't say it was God, all right, as such, but it wouldn't be far off that, I would have thought. You know?
Okay, so are these like angels or just
well,
like...
these guys were just in robes and very white faced. I always remember me thinking, oh my God, they're awfully white faced. You know? But the energy and the light around them.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Aye. That was what I take for that day. Yeah, I could, because it was like that white faces came, you didn't see, like I can see your face clear. I couldn't really see theirs as clear. And remember, I didn't see Wiz's face. I see all my other guy's face, but I don't see his.
Okay.
And this is the reason why, because again after that, hello, say hello to everybody, Buster. Yes.
Hello.
Sorry about that. After that, when I started getting all my other guides in, I realised, hold on, how do I see all your faces? And this is how I know that he isn't my very first guide.
Okay.
Because when it was subdued, because I was kept when he's laughing and I was kept when he's smiling, his energy tells me that, right? They had to sit and do the tell me, they goes, well, what happened in your first life? I says, oh, but I was a witch. Huh? And I was married and I had my partner was a wizard and we were a really good team. Then the penny dropped. I go, but you can't be him because you shouldn't be my guide. And I was a bit confused. But he'd went to this lot when my life was carrying on and he wasn't coming back.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to come back as my guide. So he had made I don't care. Because I never really asked him about it. He just said that he got permission to be my guide from now then onwards. So from my second life onwards, man, he's been at my side. Who was at my side on my first life, I don't know. And the reason why I didn't see his face is because if he showed me his face now, he will represent somebody in my life now.
Okay, which brings me to ask.
That's a long way to get to where you want to go. But I explain things in my way.
Yeah, I know, and it's a good way because I think when people are discussing these types of things in spirituality, they really deal with the technical terms of it. They don't actually reach out to the people and
I kind of use big words. You know that.
Yeah.
I'm useless at using big words. I use the words it's why I'm very layman, I suppose, in a way. I don't know, just down to earth. And that's the way it is.
Okay.
You know? And that's what happened. So I often wonder who he is. Who is behind the cloak?
That's interesting.
The early days I did, but then now.
So, can I ask?
Just to sound like anybody I can.
Can I ask, people from past lives that you've had, do they carry on? Are they all their spirit? Do they always carry on in each life cycle?
Yes. They just might be a different relationship to you.
Okay.
You know? Okay? Like we're good friends. We that first time we met, we clicked. It's as if we knew each other. And if you get that feeling, it usually comes from a past life. More likely it'll come from a past life.
Okay.
You know?
And is it the same relationship from your past life or different relationships?
No, it could be different relationships.
So those, because this is really quite a complex.
Oh, right. And I remember, one of my mentor put me back in regression. And one of the ones she put me back to, I was having problems at the work that I was working at. Now, I'm not going to mention names, but I was having problems. And I couldn't understand why. Anyway, it worked out that I had at the same time, I had fear for horses. I had a big thing as I was growing up. I didn't mind a horse as long as it's in a field and there's a fence between us, or it's in a stable. Then I put me in a with it myself. I just couldn't do it. I was just petrified. I could never understand it because I love animals.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But horses, I just would go, eh? So, but it turned out that this person, and I was a male, and it turned out that I was wrongly accused of stealing a horse. And I said, I've never done it. And this person kept accusing me for stealing a horse. And I was taken to, now not you two. Sorry about that. I was taken and put on a boat, and I was put in over to, like, say, Indonesia, or that way, because I was being charged. And it turned out that I didn't do it. The person owned up, but then I seemingly made a life over there. Okay, now to bring it back to this time, I had a person that I was working with, and I thought she was my friend. But every time I was off, because we were on different rotas, but every time I was off, and I would go back on rota, I was getting blamed for things that there's no way I could have done. I wasn't even there. Right? To the state that I got in such a state that I didn't know what to do. And when I came out to the regression, I told my mentor who was who the male represented in my life now. So I knew who was doing it. I knew somebody was doing it, and I had a feeling it was her, but I didn't care. But this regression showed that it was. So when I went back to my work, well, to watch what I said, I could have said it was regress, right? And I just said that I was going to leave the job unless you find out who's doing this. And my manager asked me who I thought it was. When I said the person's name, they gave me a funny look. Turned out the person had done it to somebody else.
Oh, okay.
And I'd written it, but I put in it on a letter so that I can written it so that I knew that they would have to deal with it this time.
Right.
And that person was removed.
Okay. So, like, any issues you've got with people in your current life is a reflection of what went on in your past life with that person, yeah?
It can be, yeah. You know? Everything's connected to a past life. I just wouldn't have kept that. It was just because my mentor, she put me back. Because she knew I was having problems at work and she couldn't understand what it was. And that's why we went back in life. She said, let's go see. When they get regressed, let's see what happens. I said, well, why not?
Okay.
And it showed up this person who I thought was my friend.
Okay.
You know? So, yeah. And after that, she got moved. She was reprimanded, but I'd left the job by that time. But I heard through the grapevine that she was reprimanded, and it turned out that a few folk had said that she was doing the same to them.
Right. Okay.
So she lost her job. But saying that, a few weeks ago, I walked into her. First time I've seen her since I left that job, and I'd left that job 16 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
And that's the first time I've seen her. And I just said, oh, hello, how you doing? She said, I haven't seen you for a long time. So, and I knew that was sorted.
Okay.
You get your answers and things have sorted out.
Okay.
But past life is very much the people that's in your life now, literally were with you in different lives. Maybe not every life.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I mean? That you've had.
Yeah. Okay.
It can be. You can't find, most of the times that you will find, but you want to have the same relationship.
Right. Okay.
So whoever he represents somebody in my life.
Okay, interesting. It is. I mean, it's a really interesting topic. Really interesting topic, and I know myself. I've had a few past lives, and I know myself. One of them had a lot to do with the Holocaust, because I am absolutely terrified, and I can't listen to stories about it. I can't watch films about it. I can't even listen to stories about the gas camps, or I immediately break down and can't stop crying. I can't do it. And what's really, really interesting is I have a fascination over stiff bears. I love stiff bears. I collect stiff bears. They're expensive, but there's just something about a stiff bear that I can't let go of.
You
And
maybe had one in that life, you see.
I believe I did. I believe I had a stiff bear, and I always see myself as a little girl in a red coat. I always see myself as a little girl in a red coat. And like, I remember being at school, and this was one of the subjects, Adolf Hitler and the camps, etc. And I remember she put on the video, and it was the history and everything. My mum actually had to write a letter to the teacher to dismiss me from any involvement to do with this subject, because I came home in an absolute state. Like, I had a major meltdown. I just couldn't deal with it. I couldn't accept it. Couldn't understand why that happened to all those people. I just could not, like, and even now, it hurts. I would say I handle it a bit better now, and I understand it now that I've grown. But even now, the thought of it just, and watching people go into the gas, it's like, oh my God, this is stressing me out. Because I think it's bringing back so many conscious memories.
And you'll also have to remember, you were born in 1970, sorry, making you older.
Calm down.
In the 1980s, you went to that. For that life in the Holocaust to the 1980s, there's not a big space in between there.
No. So
it was still too new. That's why you probably reacted the way you are.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Because I feel, now this is only in with people type request, that if you've been away, but go back, I mean centuries, you deal with it better. But if it's something close to your birth in this century, kind of this time, it's more like it happened yesterday. Do you understand? That sounded terrible. But you get what I mean? It's too new. It's too raw. And you didn't understand why.
Okay.
That's probably what you're going through. Because there's not that much between the Holocaust and the 80s, 1980s. There's not that many years, really.
No, there's not.
Need for you to go back to Spirit, then to decide to come back again so quickly.
Yeah. And there's a film that I've always loved, and the first time I watched it, I cried for days. And it touches on the subject of past lives, and it's fascinating.
Oh.
And it also touches on the subject of soulmates and twin flames.
What film is this?
Now, it's a film that stars Robin Williams. Not a lot of people know about this film because it wasn't heavily in the cinemas, etc. But it's definitely a film for everybody to watch. So I'm going to tell you what film this is. It's called What Dreams May Come.
What Dreams May Come?
Yeah, and it's an absolute brilliant film. Now, it is quite tough to watch because it deals with a lot of death and soul connections and soulmates and twin flames, and it's just, and heaven and hell, and it's just amazing. So guys, this week or the weekend coming, go and find What Dreams May Come and watch it.
Okay, I will try and watch that. Yes, that sounds very interesting. I've never heard of that one.
Fantastic film, and it goes on about your guides and it goes on about how it works and why you go, and like you go into your own dimension when you pass over. So it's your own world that you create when you pass over.
Right.
And it's
like if you want to pass over, and you like if I passed over tomorrow, I would want to be sitting in my shanty, just doing what I'm doing now, in my garden. I would want to take all this with me.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Oh, honestly, like I can't put it out enough. I'm getting excited. I'm gonna have to watch this film again myself. It really, I'm getting goosebumps. Oh, it really is a film that I recommend a lot of people to watch because I think it would help you understand a little bit better. And like with films and everything, we all know there's no smoke without fire.
Right. Yeah. And some blooming films make a right arse of things, and you think, I've sat and watched, and I'm not going to name certain films, but I'm not a big film person, you know that.
Yeah.
But for something that I'd like to watch, oh my goodness, I've watched a few, and I'm thinking, oh God, I hope nobody believes this, because that's a load of shite.
Well, have a look at this. I think you will believe this because it's very good. I can't remember the woman that stars in it, but my God, it's a beautiful film. Beautiful.
Okay, well, we'll have to do that.
Have your tissues to hand because you will, and I give you warning, right? If you're quite an emotional person, you will break your heart, honestly. But it's happy tears, and you will break your heart throughout the whole lot. I was bubbling throughout the whole lot, but
this is the one for sitting when I've got my grandchildren next week. Then
no, don't do that. No. I think it's a film that you sit with someone that's going to appreciate it and understand it with you.
Well, if it will be you, so you can either coming to me or I'm visiting you then.
Whenever you come up, that's what we'll do. We'll stick on What Dreams May Come, and I will let you experience it. Fascinating. And I would say that's partly one of the films that made me think when I was younger. I was really young when I watched it. I wasn't even spiritual. Well, I was spiritual, but I wasn't understanding the concept. And I would say that was one of the films that basically opened my mind a little bit more to spirituality and what spirituality entailed, what it involved. Just amazing. Like the film Ghost as well. Like people like, oh.
Yeah. Ghost is very, very. When I watched the Ghost for the first time, I was astounded because I'm thinking, oh, that's good because that's just like I see things.
Yes.
Whoever they've got on board explaining this is amazing.
So, guys, I'll put the a link to the trailer for What Dreams May Come in the description box for this video. Definitely, I'll put the link for it.
Since we're talking about all that subjects anyway.
Yeah, and you could probably stream it on iTunes, Amazon. You could probably stream it on a lot of things, but it's not a film that a lot of people know about. And I think that was done purposely because I think, with media and all that, not everything, I think it was something they want to keep the lid on. That makes sense?
Okay, yeah. Oh, aye. Because there's a lot of people would take that kind of film and say, what a load of rubbish. They can't watch that. That'll make everybody go off their nut. And that's this. People should be able to judge for themselves.
Oh yeah, definitely. But Robin Williams is in it, and
he's lovely.
What a performance. No, seriously, this is one of the, I would say it's one of the best films he ever made. In my opinion, one of the best films he ever made. And
that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and it's quite weird how the film kind of reflected on how his life turned out for himself. And you'll know what I mean when you watch it. But anyway, so how the film touches on soulmates and soul connections, etc. So how does that work with soulmates and your twin flame? So
right. There is a slight difference.
Right.
As I said at the beginning of this, we kind of touched on soulmates, and then we've got to go to regression first. You can have many different soulmates. You can have soulmates that are just good friends.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody thinks, I'm looking for my soulmate. But they're looking really for their twin flame. Because soulmates can come in different, but soulmates is not the person you're going to marry. You know, that is used to the romantic, the lovey-dovey stuff. Okay? Right? Soulmates can be a close relationship. You've got a soulmate relationship like your sisters or your brothers, or you're a brother and sister. Now, for instance, my second marriage, Charlie and I, him and me, we had such a good friendship. We hit off and we got married, and we shouldn't have done it. We were soulmates on a friendship. No soulmates us to get married. And everybody used to call us, we were soulmates as we were growing up. We kept each other since I was 5, he was 7. You know what I mean? So but Ken, our relationship was a really, really strong relationship. But it was a soulmate relationship on the big, deep friendship. Not a soulmate for marriage. Okay? If you're looking for someone like that, you're technically looking for your twin flame. Think about it. Twin flame.
Okay.
Okay? Alright? So your twin, you're looking for somebody that's technically kens you inside out. And it just connects so well, and you know each other that you could. The way I would describe a twin flame is it's somebody that can, before you maybe can sit just and they'll go, would you like a cup of coffee or a glass of wine? And that's what's in your mind. And it's like, or to go get it before you say anything.
So it's like a telepathic connection.
Yes, it's a very, very, a twin flame is one of these connections. Thank you, Wes. I'm glad my guys are here. He says it goes to the soul. That's what it goes to the soul. And that's what it is. You know? A soulmate, like I've kind of used the 2 words there, and they wonder if he's laughing at me. A soulmate you can put that in many different ways. And we've got friends that we've had since we were childhood. We've got members of our family that we're so close to. Folk think that's a bit weird. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or you've got friends that Abdi thinks like me and Charlie. They're soulmates. Yes, we're soulmates, but we're not twin flame. Okay? So when it's they get into the bit that we really know each other. And I really thought that we were in a way twin flames, but I soon found out we weren't.
How do you know when you've met your twin flame then?
Gut instinct. You just can. Yes, they could be written on their forehead, does it? I'm your twin flame. I'd be happy. It would be working better if they did turn out like that. It's just something inside you.
So do you know how like you
it's
see
like your spirit, it's like your 2 spirits come as one.
Okay.
He said drop the souls in and put the spirits in.
Spirits coming as one. So do you know how like they say in the movies, oh, I knew I was going to marry her since the moment I met her?
Yeah. That can be it. But again, people say, oh, that's soulmates. You see, you've got to ken the difference.
Right. So soulmates really involves friendships.
Because you get different soulmates.
And it's to deal with your karmic levels. Yeah?
Yes.
Soulmates is to deal with your karmic levels.
Yes.
Yeah? And twin flames is basically your lifelong partners for all eternity. Yeah?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now, this is why you guys have to watch What Dreams May Come. I'm not going to give you the plot, but trust me, watch it. So beautiful. I'm such a romantic at heart. I love romance. And this film will honestly, if you're quite romantic, it will melt your heart. Ma, honestly, you're of a good greet, right?
Oh, I was greeting.
Well, be prepared. You're going to need boxes of tissues. So do you know how you said to me before we started recording, you need to buy more tissues? Go buy yourself an extra box. And everybody else out there that's going to prepare yourself to watch this, seriously, have tissues to hand. Because if you don't cry watching this film, like, you really are quite strong.
They're soft puddings like myself.
No. There's nothing wrong with that either. We said this before.
I know.
So
It's good. But no, you've got to, there is a difference, and everybody, there's a lot of people didn't even care about twin flames, you know.
No, there isn't. I mean, I didn't understand.
Everybody cares about soulmates.
Oh, yeah. And I always like,
I care about twins.
Been relationships that I've had that I've went, oh, this is my soulmate, and it never works out. And then I sit and go, couldn't be my soulmate then, because I haven't met the one that I'm going to be with. Does that make sense?
Aye.
And then
but then that person that was with you at that time, they were your soulmate for that time, and they've maybe taken you, or you've learned something off of them, or they've learned something off of you to take on.
Yeah, you always learn something from each relationship that you've ever had.
Oh, aye.
There's always been something you've taken from it which has helped you personally develop for your future path.
Now, I remember somebody said to me, well, this would have been probably before the lockdown, that about talking about twin flames. They were desperate to meet their twin flame, and how will I meet that? How can I get my twin flame to meet my twin flame? And I'm going, okay, well, one, if you're trying to push it, everybody that comes into their life is going to be their twin flame, you know, because that's who they wanted to be. And I said, you can't do that. I said, you've just got to let, if your twin flame is meant to come in this life, they will arrive.
Yeah.
You know, you can't force the twin flame to come.
So can you go through a whole life and not meet up with your twin flame again?
Yes.
Oh, that sucks. So can
if I just burst your bubble.
But before you come back, right? You know, you've gone to spirit, you've decided that you're gonna come back. Can you decide with your twin flame that you're gonna come back together and bind each other?
That's what you've got in your blueprint is yours. What you've discussed you want to do. And that and the the life that you're coming back to, that's your personal thing. You maybe didn't want to meet up with your twin flame. Maybe you just want to have a good old time. Find as many soulmates as you can. Yeah? Fine.
It's exhausting though.
Eh?
It gets exhausting. Do you know what? This brings me on to the story with Father Paul, right?
I think you should just tell it.
Right, I have to tell you guys this story, right? And I'm sorry, it wasn't...
You apologise to all people with religion.
Right, so I'm going to tell you this story. So I had to go to Ireland, right? My family's Irish, obviously, and my cousin was getting married. So I was invited to go over to Ireland. Now, this story is a bit crude, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but it was all in good taste and in good humour, and I gauged that this father, okay, whether I could do this or not, because it was always something I wanted to do. So, Irish weddings, they're magnificent. It's one big party. So it was the night before the wedding, and the whole family went to this pub. We had food and everything, and the father came along. So Father Paul, amazing man. I absolutely love Father Paul. He's like, if I ever get married, Father Paul is the man that will marry me. I'm telling you now.
He's probably run a mile.
So when he wouldn't. Father Paul loves me. Trust me, right? He does love me. So we're in the pub and we're all having a wee banter and everything. Father Paul comes to sit down beside me, and I thought, yes. Now I am a massive Father Ted fan. Okay, so Father Ted has just been the bees and knees for me throughout my whole life, and it's a huge childhood memory for me. Now there's clips in Father Ted that I've always wanted to do to a priest, okay? And funnily enough, on that journey I went to Father Ted's house, and I've actually got a picture of me outside Father Ted's house. And he was actually staying at the B&B that we were staying in. So I'd done this Right, so I'll tell you, he sat down beside me and he's like, now Kerry, how's it going? I was like, I'm good, Father Paul, how's you? Have you settled into your B&B? That's right, I have, yes, perfect. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Kerry. How's your life gone on? I was like, it's had its ups and downs. I was like, oh, here we go. He's going to try and like convert me to full Catholicism because I am Catholic, but not Protestant. I thought, you're not going to turn me. I have my own beliefs, right? So anyway, so he's like, right. So have you ever been married, Kerry? And I was like, no, never been married. I've got 2 little kids at home, and I thought, he's going to burn me on the cross next, right? So he's like, all right, and who's this with you? And I went, oh, this is my partner. And I'd taken my partner to the wedding. Right now. And how are you? And how's things? And he started speaking to him. And I was like, so, he was like, so, yeah, have you found your prince now, Kerry? I was like, oh, yes, I've found my prince. And I had to kiss a lot of frogs to find my prince. Ah, great now, Kerry. And I went a wee bit quiet for a little bit, and I sat there pondering whether I should or shouldn't, and I kept gauging him to see if he could take this and like see the funny side of this. So I thought, bugger it, let's do it. So I said, do you know what, Father? And he's like, yes, Kerry, what is it? And I was like, I actually thought about becoming a nun myself. He was drinking his Guinness, and he took a swallow. He had a wee swallow of his Guinness, and he said, really now, Kerry, what made you change your mind? And I sat there and went, well, you see, Father, I don't think they would allow dildos in a convent. Well, my God, he popped his pipe, he just about choked everywhere, and the whole family, like my family are deeply religious, right? There I heard, beeping hell, Kerry. And my auntie Annette, she just about fell to the floor, had a heart attack because she's totally religious. And I sat there peeing myself laughing. And he just sat there going, But after it, he started laughing, and I was really laughing. I thought, thank the Lord for that, because I was like, he's really going to like do this to me. So guys, that was one thing off my bucket list I ticked off. And we've had, like, even at the wedding, what a laugh we had. And he was due to go to a funeral the next morning, and he was totally, like, he had a few bits to drink. And I went up to him and went, Father! He's like, yeah, don't you have a funeral, like, in 5 hours? Oh, yeah, Kerry, I'll fucking grand. And I was like, what the hell? So, yeah, it's actually true. There is fathers out there like Father Ted, and they're brilliant fun. And to me, it was just a breath of fresh air for that religion. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But we're probably now not even going to get... YouTube will be taking this one off, but never mind.
No, they won't. They'll see the funny side, and they'll bleep over the bad words, right? I'll bleep over the bad words, but I'll keep one word in, because it's not for... This channel is not for kids, and I specifically say it's not for kids. So that's why I do, like, sometimes let out a bad word. And it's allowed. It's part of life.
It is part of life.
Each other.
I can let out a few, but you've heard me. When I let go.
Yes. Let go. Be free with thyself. Let your soul be free.
Definitely. And what that's got to do with twin flames?
Well, no. See, she's... You're right there. I won't tell you any other stories from Ireland.
You're telling this story because maybe that's what you've today. Your twin flames may be an Irish priest.
Oh, God love him. Like, there's an episode where three bishops go to Father Ted's house, and they all leave. One dies. One has a rock stuck up its backside, and the other one completely leaves the religion altogether. And that's why I like Father Ted. Not a lot of people love it. They don't see the funny side of it, but you've just got to let go and see the funny side of things in life.
The thing is, we can't always be straight-laced. But
No.
come on, look at my guide for development. Saint Zanzibaris, he's Catholic.
Aye, I know. And is he all right in standing in the background listening to me telling this story? Because I've always worried about like sense of bias and myself, because he might like be like, she's like.
I think he's used to you by now, Kerry. He has got a sense of humour, and Kerry, he's told me things about religions and that, because I'm not a religious person. I never will class myself as a religious person. But and when I found out that I was having a, because when he showed me a selfie, he only had the dog collar on, and I'm going, oh, good grief. A priest, you and me will never get on. Goodness, it's amazing. It doesn't matter what religion, if I've got somebody that comes in for a reading and they're not a Catholic, but they're maybe a Muslim or whatever, do you know, he's always there behind me. And tells me, oh, put the rules before I put my foot in it. He keeps me right on religion. And I've learned a lot through him, but he knows that I'm no straight-laced when it comes to religion.
No.
And he understands that. He says we all can't be the same. And if we all go about with straight faces and that, you've got to have fun. You've got to let go, you know. And I also, if you take yourself too seriously, it's not a good thing. No,
it's not. It's
you
not.
and me don't take each other seriously. And I don't. Life is serious, but it's what you make of it.
Exactly, it's what you make of it.
You know, and this is back to past lives and everything. And it's shown in the past lives that I've had. You know, I've never been one of those lives that's been in the palace, you know, in a castle with all the riches. No, I've just been me, just getting on with my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's fine for me. Whatever's going to be happening, and I've already told my guides. And as kept saying to us, by the way, through everything I've made in this life, I have to learn everything. And anything I've not learned that I need to learn for past lives, I need to do it now. I ain't coming back.
No. Well, we already figured this out. You've got another 2 to come back for. So you're absolutely.
That's why I'm laughing. Well, we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Well, we'll see you in the next life. Wonder what I'll come back as in the next life. Come back as animals.
I suppose you could if you wanted to.
Because now we've got a very special guest coming on soon, so
yes,
for that one for us.
Yes, we'll ask her. We'll give her that question. But she's weird. She's very worried with the question we're going to ask her.
What, me?
No, she's worried about me. I'm going to shoot.
Wait, see, I was like, why would she worry about my question?
After she watches this, she'll be going, I'm not going on it.
No, it'll all be nice. It's all good and well, and it would be really interesting. But we're not going to tell you guys what this woman does. You'll just have to stay tuned and watch it. It will be aired at some point at the end of this month.
Yeah. What I going to say? But the thing is, you can't take life's serious, I know, but you can't take it all serious.
No.
You've got to let go. You've got to have fun. You've got to, reach out. And if you're with your soulmate, or if you're very lucky and you've got your twin flame in this life, good on you. And thumbs up to you. For the simple reason is, we didn't care what, if we all knew what blueprint said, we'd be all right. We don't care if we all wish we became for we're gone. Life would be so easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we would never learn. We would never grow.
No,
We'd
we'd
just
never
like
grow.
robots.
We'd be on that roundabout I was talking about.
I think I would look like Doodle from the Magic Roundabout. You know, checks the hair. I look like Doodle the dog today.
Well, are we finished for today?
Yes, I think that's a time for us to wrap up spiritual
I
time.
think so, because after everybody's heard about you and Father Ted.
Father Paul, get it right. Father Paul.
Father Ted, whatever. Anyway, everybody, thank you again for tuning in on us.
I know.
I hope we do bring a smile to your face, and I
Yeah.
hope we do answer some questions. But always remember, comment below.
Yeah.
And remember, ring that bell.
Ring that bell. Ring the bell.
Ring that bell. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding.
And hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit subscribe. You know that little like ding. Subscribe, like, and put the comments. Like Gladys said, put the comments. But thank you for taking the time for watching us. And again, I am deeply sorry if I have offended you watching this video this week. But I love you. I put love and light out to you all. And again, I'm sorry. And I hope you find the funny thing.
Then the two of us for now. Until the next time. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye. Love you. Love and light. Have a blessed week. Bye.